Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. I've been pretty hype about this since we found out they're going to do this on Friday. We have the 2020 preview blog here, so this is all the stuff that they're working on and stuff that we expect to come this year. And there's some pretty cool stuff here. Some of it I would say applies more to veteran players, but I do think that some of this stuff affects beginners, so I definitely want to kind of touch on that. And before I get started, I do just want to kind of throw out at a high level that I think in general, this game has done a really good job of just getting better and better. I've been playing for well over a year now, and I just think they've taken steps in pretty much every direction to make it a better game. So I'm definitely really excited about some of these changes that are coming up, and I'm pretty hopeful that overall the game's just going to keep improving and get more and more fun. So I'm definitely just like super hype about all this stuff. So let's just jump into some of these details here. So first thing we have here is ISO 8. So we've already seen a blog on it. We've already had some information. We don't have any sort of date on when this is coming, but we do know it's going to affect pretty much all players. We don't know at what level ISO 8 will be unlocked or anything like that, but I would say pretty shortly we'll get more information and we'll know a little bit more about when the campaign is going to come, when that's going to unlock, and that kind of stuff. But it's definitely going to affect everybody. Think of it as like another set of gear. So everyone's going to need to be thinking about this for all their characters, so it's going to be a pretty big thing. So definitely just be thinking about that. And if you want more information on that or what my thoughts are, somewhere I'm going to try and put the video I did on it somewhere up here, and if not, it'll just be in a link below. And then something else I want to talk about real quick. ISO 8 is going to be this new bottleneck for us, and then some of the stuff below is also going to be a bottleneck. So I just kind of wanted to throw out that when they introduce new bottlenecks, they typically lighten some of the other ones. So for example, we know ISO 8's coming, and that's going to be a bottleneck. It's going to be really difficult to get our people up to the highest ISO, probably. We don't have any details on that, but it's just kind of assumed. But we know we're going to get more gear and gold from the campaign, so that's nice. We don't know how much it'll be. Hopefully it's a decent amount, but hopefully we'll also see some other stuff get kind of lifted, and you know, we'll see what happens. But in general, they know they can't have everything be a bottleneck, otherwise people will quit. So they're pretty good about finding ways to kind of change that. So we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get a little bit further down, but just something to keep in mind is that even if ISO 8 doesn't necessarily apply to you right away, it should make some stuff easier on you. So that's always nice. This is a mode I'm really excited about. I didn't know what to expect. Sometimes I think no one plays this mode, but I really like it and I play it quite a bit. So I'm really excited to see what this looks like. I think this will probably apply to pretty much everyone that has PvP unlocked. It sounds like you're going to be able to kind of have some sort of system where you play people. The more you win, the better people that you play. I assume that you'll get better rewards the higher in the ladder you get. So it sounds like we'll get a lot more details in the next few months, but I'm really excited about this, and I'm excited to see what they do with it. We have no idea what the rewards are going to be. We don't know if they're going to be like in-game rewards, or one of my buddies threw out the idea that it could be like cosmetics or something like that. So I would say at this point I'm expecting in-game rewards, but who really knows. But it sounds like as they add this, they're also going to decrease some of the time that we spend in modes like Blitz, so that's exciting. We'll talk about some of the Blitz changes coming up here. But I think this will be something that affects us all, and everyone can kind of jump into this mode, so definitely something to be thinking about and maybe practicing your PvP. Maybe we'll host another PvP tournament. So this is probably the coolest part about all this, for me at least, maybe not for beginners, but Dark Dimension 4 is coming. It seems pretty daunting. You're going to need gear level 15 characters. 14's already pretty rough and requires a whole bunch of gear. And so this is going to be definitely super hard, but this is going to be a Dr. Doom unlock, so that's really cool. He should be probably the best character in every single mode of the game, similar to how Ultron was when Dark Dimension 2 came out, so that'll be really cool. I'm excited to hear more about that and how many characters at gear tier 15 we're going to need and all that kind of stuff. And it just kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier with, we're going to have so many bottlenecks associated with this, so I kind of expect them to kind of release some of those bottlenecks. So we'll see what that ends up doing. But it looks like they're at least going to add the mini uniques, as we call them, into the campaigns. That's coming up in the next post here. So I just want to throw out an example. So when I went through Dark Dimension 2, uniques were really, really hard to come by. and a lot of people spent a lot of cores refreshing the store to get all the uniques they needed, and at that point you only needed 12, and it was really, really hard. And as a lot of you guys are going through, it doesn't seem like you guys are really running into that bottleneck at all. They're in the war store, they're in the main supply store pretty frequently. You can buy them in packs of 3. So that's just an example of how they've become more abundant, and I expect we'll see some other stuff to become more abundant. So even though Dark Dimension 4 might not directly affect you, I think the fact that it is going to add an additional bottleneck is going to make certain things easier on you. So I think it's good news for everybody. So definitely excited about that. As we talked about, new story campaign. That's probably not going to be accessible to newer players. I expect this to be restricted by level like some of the other campaigns are, and it'll probably be tough. I think there's some speculation here that Beast could be needed for this campaign or for the ISO 8 campaign based on his passive and his kit. So we'll see about that. So something to think about as Beast is getting released. And definitely exciting that there's going to be many uniques to farm in there. Definitely a well-needed thing, and especially as we move into Gear Tier 15, will be needed for some of the veteran players. But we'll get more information about this, but I'm not sure this will be super critical for beginners. And neither is getting more challenge tiers, unless you've already maxed out all your other tiers. These will just be harder. I typically don't worry too much about what tier I'm on. I just try them every once in a while as I'm working on stuff for other modes. So it's definitely a good change. I'm excited that there'll be more rewards, but I don't expect too many beginners to be able to kind of max these out. But this is really exciting. We're going to get raid difficulty selector for both Gamma 3s and 4s. So this pretty much affects everybody. I assume if you're in a decent alliance, you're doing at least one of those. So that's really exciting that we'll hopefully be able to just get better rewards. I hope that as part of this they kind of change some of the restrictions on some of these as well, because there's a lot of new characters that have been introduced that don't fit into any of these raids. So we'll see what happens here, but this is cool. So get your alliance excited about that, and we'll get more information about what you need to get the rewards, the first time clear rewards, and if you need to try and 60% them, 100% them. But I think this is cool, and normally if you can kind of do the same thing and get better rewards, it's good. So I'm definitely hype about that. We have a few more kind of maybe smaller improvements, but we just don't have a lot of information on these, so we'll see. For people that play with audio, it looks like we're going to get audio changes, so that's nice that they're going to kind of finally address that. It's been having issues for a while. And then I think everyone's excited about this and to get more information here, but we got blitz changes. It sounds like they know it's a big time sink, and they know we have other stuff coming now with the PvP mode and the raid selector that might require more time. So it sounds like they're going to really try and hopefully scale back the amount of time that you need to spend in Blitz. So we'll see what happens here. I'm hopeful that it changes to something where it matters more if you win and you get to spend less time in there, but you get similar or better rewards. But we'll see exactly how. I think Blitz has some potential to be cool, but right now you mostly just play on auto, so you're not even playing with your whole roster. So I'm definitely excited about these changes, excited to hear what we get out of it, and I really think that they're good about, they know they're going to add a PvP mode that takes up time, so they know they need to allow us to have less time in Blitz. So in general, I think they're good at that kind of stuff. So, and then we have the squad management. We don't have many details here at all, but they know that it can be kind of annoying when you have to deal with stuff in squads. I know sometimes you just want to switch out one character and you have to add a new squad and delete your old squad and then move them around. So hopefully they kind of change some of that stuff and just make it easier to find your character, so you don't have to scroll down and go up and down until you find the character. So that'll be cool. Just nice quality of life changes are always good. And then this is something that community's been asking about for a while, and it'll be really nice for people that have Wolverine at 7 stars already. But it sounds like they will replace him once you have them at 7 stars. So maybe we'll get gold or gear or another character. We don't really know yet. But either way, it'll be nice to get free stuff. So definitely excited about that. So that's what we got here. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of do a quick video here and just kind of see how it affects beginners. But I probably will do some sort of other video where I go into a little bit more detail about some of this stuff and maybe highlight how it affects me, what I'm going to do differently because of it. So keep your eyes out for that. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'm really excited about what's coming up in the next few months, and I hope you guys are too. So thanks for watching.